Housewives are like parasites, aren't they? Colin, who was tipsy, started to chatter. Just staying at home without going to work is like living off someone else's efforts, right? Even the daughter, Erica, echoed her father's sentiments. Exactly, you're just like a lazy unemployed person, aren't you? Then I made my declaration, then I'll quit being a mother today. Putting words into action, this is the story of me quitting being a mother. I am Case Sutters, a 43-year-old housewife. Until 5 years ago, I was a nurse, but I quit my job when I got married. Even in my 30s, I didn't have any opportunities to meet someone. Working as a nurse, I was always busy with night shifts on weekends and holidays, and I had no time to socialize. I never intended to marry a doctor. Office romances require a lot of caution. Before that, I didn't even have time to think about marriage. At that time, Colin was admitted to the hospital. He had been rushed to the hospital after accidentally hitting the gas instead of the brake when he left the convenience store. Fortunately, his recovery after surgery went smoothly, and there were no residual effects. I've heard stories about patients falling in love with nurses, but it never happened around me. I never thought it would happen to me. The turning point was when Colin almost fell in the hospital. Colin, who was still unsteady on his feet, almost fell, and I helped him. That's when our eyes met. Moreover, Colin was quite handsome, so I was flustered. Although we were the same age, Colin, a hairstylist, had a stylish appearance. Moreover, he was good at talking and could make me laugh with his witty remarks. I gradually found myself attracted to him. When Colin asked me out during his recovery, we started dating. Colin, being a hairstylist, mostly had weekdays off. Therefore, it was easy for us to meet on my days off and go on dates. Around 3 months into our relationship, Colin proposed to me. I thought I couldn't get married anymore, so I was overjoyed and immediately accepted. However, I was soon confronted with a shocking revelation. Colin had been divorced before. When I asked about his ex-wife, he sadly replied, "She left me." According to him, his ex-wife had left suddenly about 2 years ago, leaving behind divorce papers. I could overlook that. I've heard that people who have failed once are kinder to their partners. Moreover, hearing him say he was left made me sympathize with him. But what was more shocking than this fact was that he had a child with his ex-wife. He should have told me that from the beginning. Words like child support and inheritance disputes flashed through my mind. What really surprised me was that he was raising his daughter alone. Colin was living with his 4th-grade daughter. He was a single father. My mind was in turmoil, but I started to think like this. The ex-wife must have been a really terrible person to leave such a kind man, and leaving behind a child too. As I started to think this way, Colin asked me to quit my job for the sake of his daughter. Hey, okay, I can only think of you when it comes to marriage anymore. That's why I couldn't bring myself to mention that I have a daughter. But my daughter is still in elementary school. I'm busy with work, and I used to rely on my parents, but it won't work once we're married, right? It's not fair to leave her alone at home, so could you please consider quitting your job? I'm begging you. Up until now, I've never had someone of the opposite sex rely on me like this, so maybe I was a little excited. If I miss this chance, I might never be able to get married again. Although I was surprised by the existence of his daughter, I thought it might be enjoyable if we could get along like a real parent and child. So I agreed to the marriage. Afterwards, I was introduced to his daughter Erica, and we exchanged greetings with both families and got married. We ended up living in the house that Colin had purchased at the time of his first marriage. They stayed with Colin's parents for a while after the divorce, as Erica was still young, but they never intended to let go of the house. And so the 3 of us started living together in that house. After marriage, Erica didn't warm up to me much. It wouldn't be easy to accept someone new from a parent's remarriage as your mother all of a sudden, especially by the time they're in 4th grade. They already have their own world. Still, I wanted to get along with Erica even a little, So I would ask her about her favorite foods and serve them at the table. Colin, at first, used to laugh when he saw this interaction between Erica and me. However, such pleasant exchanges at home lasted only for about 6 months. Colin stopped even smiling at me. Perhaps that's what they mean by you don't need bait for a caught fish. When we first got married, he used to say, "Thank you for doing the housework every day. Thanks to you, I can spend every day comfortably." Recently, there have been no words of thanks like that. On the contrary, he started yelling over trivial matters. "Why isn't this shirt ironed?" In the morning, Colin came to me out of the blue, angry when he saw his closet. "Oh, sorry, I got busy yesterday. I was planning to do it today." "You're a wife, so at least do it properly. Look, I'm a hairdresser, you know. If you don't coordinate properly every day, you won't look good to customers. Do it quickly, huh? Can't you choose another shirt? Ironing takes no time, right? Besides, I feel like wearing this today since I've already decided on this one. Hurry up." "But I need to help Erica get ready too. I have breakfast to make." "That's your fault for not doing it earlier, huh?" I did as I was told and ironed quickly. While I was ironing, Erica woke up and said hello to Colin. "Good morning." "Good morning, Erica. I'll be back in a minute with breakfast. I'm having the ironing done, so it won't be long before I'm ready." Erica seemed indifferent and started lounging in the living room. Even Erica needed to wash her face and get ready for school, but Colin didn't say anything. "Come on, Erica. You need to get ready to wash your face now before it's too late." But even after saying that, she didn't move at all. In the end, I hurriedly finished ironing, managed to get Erica ready, and sent her off to school. Before long, every day became like this. Colin was always grumpy in the morning. Erica didn't do anything on her own. I was the only one bustling around. If it was a day off, you might think it was okay, but Colin didn't do anything around the house at all. "Hey, is dinner ready? Hey, and coffee." He started instructing me about everything, and he stopped calling me by my name. Although there's no way he could have forgotten it, now he just says "hey" or "you" when calling me. Watching this behavior, Erica's attitude started to change too. "Hey, snacks. Hey, juice." Just like her father, giving instructions and all. I felt that this would not be good for Erica or for her education, so I gave my opinion. Then Colin said, "Am I the bad guy here? It's your fault for not doing it unless you're told, right? You're at home, so do things more efficiently. It's your fault for not doing it unless you're told to, right?" What a backhanded response. So I went directly to Erica and told her, "Hey, Erica, it's better to use a more polite tone when you ask someone for something. Consider their feelings too." When I said that, I received a response just like her father's. "Father's what? Are you saying it's my fault?" They're so alike it's scary. The bond of blood is terrifying. Just then, Colin returned home, and Erica immediately said to her father, "Hey, Dad, I don't know what's going on, but this person scolded me." Colin changed his tone and glared at me. "Hey, don't bully her just because she's not your child." "Huh, what are you talking about?" I just gave her a little reminder about her tone. "About the tone? Who do you think you are? You're just a stay-at-home wife. I'm the one providing for you. You should just listen to me and Erica." At that moment, Erica was watching our exchange and grinning. By the time Erica reached middle school age, the relationship between Colin and me had turned completely cold. Even I, who was slow to realize things, eventually understood. What Colin wanted was not a wife or a mother. He wanted a housekeeper. A housekeeper does everything, so when Erica came home, she would immediately take off her uniform. After changing, she would immediately rummage through snacks and leave a mess. If I scolded her, she would tattle to Colin, and then I'd be the one getting yelled at later. Considering this, my inclination to scold gradually diminished. A housekeeper has no right to interfere in household matters. On days off, Erica and Colin would go shopping together for things Erica wanted, and my presence within the family unit began to diminish. One day, before Erica went to school, she said something like this to me. "My friends are coming over today, so buy some cake, okay?" I bought several types of cake and juice that Erica likes. After Erica came back from school with her friends and went to her room, I prepared the cake and juice and brought them over. I thought I'd quickly greet her friends with a smile. "Welcome. Thanks for always playing with Erica," I said. Then Erica must have glared at me. "What? Stop acting like my mom. Just leave when you're done," she said. Even Erica's friends seemed taken aback by this. "Sorry for intruding. I'll leave you to it," I said and left the room. Her friends immediately asked, "Is it okay to talk to your mom like that? Are you going to get scolded later?" I overheard them saying, but Erica laughed. It's fine because she's just the housekeeper here," she said. "Huh, but she used to come to school events when you were in elementary school, right?" one of her friends said. Erica replied, "Oh, she just came on her own. She started coming because Mom left and there was no one to take care of the house. So Dad brought her here. You don't need to worry about it at all." I was shocked. I thought I had been considerate of Erica all this time. Since becoming a mother, I've always participated in school events and taken care of everything around the house. Maybe it's inevitable that there's no blood connection, but to be seen as just a housekeeper even by Erica, from the beginning, it was a night when I couldn't shake off such a shocking revelation. Then Colin suddenly mentioned that there would be a family gathering at his parents' house this weekend. This weekend? As in the day after tomorrow? Yeah, that's right. Get something for a gift. Don't buy anything weird. We don't want to embarrass ourselves in front of the relatives. Hey, I wish you'd tell me these things a bit earlier. A homemaker doesn't have plans, right? Even as a homemaker, I'm busy, so it's inconvenient to be told suddenly. Who are you talking to? Since you're just a homemaker, listen to what your husband says. With that, Colin abruptly went to the bedroom. Erica says I am a housekeeper. Colin says I am unemployed. What am I to this family? It may be too late to start thinking about it now, but I began to contemplate such matters. The next day, after sending Colin off, I went to buy some gifts for the family gathering. Since it's a family gathering, I shouldn't overlook each person's preferences. The following day, when I arrived at the in-laws' house with all the gifts, my mother-in-law welcomed me. "Welcome, it's been a while. Erica has grown again. Everyone's already here. Sushi will arrive soon. Come on in." My mother-in-law doesn't know how Erica and Colin behave at home. While my father-in-law is already getting drunk, my mother-in-law seems to be enjoying herself alone. She's always been kind to me, but I didn't want to worry her too much, so I hadn't consulted her about anything. Neither Colin nor Erica usually display the same attitudes they do at home when we're out. However, this day was different. Colin had clearly drunk more than usual and was quite intoxicated. Before I realized it, he had reverted to his usual unabashed self. In his drunken state, Colin turned to his cousin and his cousin's wife. "So you're the one who's not working and your wife is, right? I guess with both working you have a decent income, huh?" He directed his words to them. "At our place, she doesn't work at all. She's a stay-at-home wife, but she hardly does anything around the house." And then, as if a thought had just occurred to him, he added, "Come to think of it, being a stay-at-home wife is like being a parasite, isn't it?" The relatives around were taken aback, looking at Colin. Realizing this was going too far, I said, "You've had too much to drink. Here, drink some water." I tried to hand him a glass, but Colin brushed it aside. Then looking at me, he said, "It's funny, isn't it? Just staying at home and not even bothering to work." My mother-in-law, seeing this, intervened. "Colin, what are you saying?" "Stop it," she cautioned. Colin's talking didn't stop there. "This one here, but my ex-wife was like that too. Always at home, but couldn't even do basic chores. What a problem. In the end, she just ran away. There must have been something wrong with her, probably because she was pampered by being a stay-at-home wife. She's too lenient on herself. Hearing this, I finally understood. Colin's ex-wife probably couldn't bear his behavior and ran away. Now I understand how his ex-wife must have felt. Colin continued, calling herself a stay-at-home wife, but isn't it basically the same as being unemployed? He sought agreement from the couple, but no one said anything. It's no wonder, because there are several stay-at-home wives among these relatives. There was only one foolish person who didn't realize the atmosphere. Parents and children really are alike, aren't they? Erica's voice chimed in. Seriously, this woman is like an unemployed freeloader, isn't she? She can't do anything except stay at home. She doesn't do anything unless Dad and I tell her to. As patient as I was, I couldn't take it anymore. Originally, I quit my job for the sake of these two. I'm not doing the stay-at-home wife thing willingly. Yet, despite all the hard work I've put in for this family, and even after all that, being called a parasite, her child behind. But now I understand. She must have been desperate to escape, even if it meant leaving Erica. It wasn't an easy decision for her, and I no longer judge her for it. In the weeks following my departure, I received several messages and calls from Colin, alternating between apologies and accusations. I didn't respond to any of them. I had made up my mind. I contacted a lawyer and started the process of filing for divorce. I didn't want any alimony or property. I just wanted to be free from Colin and Erica's toxic environment. My parents were incredibly supportive during this time, offering me a place to stay and helping me regain my footing. I reconnected with old friends and began looking for a job. I realized how much I had missed my independence and how much I had given up for a man who never truly appreciated me. Months passed, and I gradually rebuilt my life. I found a job I loved and started to enjoy my hobbies again. My confidence returned, and I felt a sense of peace and happiness that I hadn't felt in years. One day, I received a letter from Erica. It was short and to the point. She apologized for her behavior and explained that she was acting out because she missed her mother and was confused about her feelings. She mentioned that Colin had been struggling to manage things on his own and that she now understood how much I had done for them. I didn't know how to feel about the letter. Part of me wanted to forgive her, but another part of me was still hurt by the way she and her father had treated me. In the end, I decided to move on with my life and focus on my own happiness. I didn't need their validation or apologies to heal. Looking back, I realized that leaving Colin and Erica was the best decision I ever made. It allowed me to rediscover myself and reclaim my life. I learned to set boundaries and to never settle for less than I deserve. I also realized the importance of self-respect and the strength it takes to walk away from a toxic relationship. Today, I am happier than I've ever been. I have a job that fulfills me, friends and family who support me, and a life that I love. I am no longer defined by my role as a wife or a stepmother. I am my own person, and that is more than enough. Now, I understand why Erica might struggle to be around a child who resembles Colin in behavior. Before our marriage, Colin often lamented about being dumped by his ex-wife, attributing it to her. At first, I found it inconvenient, but now it's my turn to break free. Yet, I worry about the future. My parents are aging, and I can't rely on them indefinitely. Despite having a nursing qualification, it's been 5 years since I last worked actively. But now, with a substitute nurse position secured, I'm ready to reclaim my independence. Colin's incessant calls and emails, devoid of any apology, only fueled my determination to move forward. Even when he and Erica visited, my parents stood firm, refusing to let them in. Separated by the gate, Colin's disheveled appearance contrasted with his demands for me to return. But I stood my ground, asserting that I'm not their caretaker anymore. It's clear this family struggles with basic chores, despite Erica being in junior high. It's time for me to prioritize my own well-being and future. Clueless when it comes to laundry at home, he can't even distinguish between hand-washing and using the machine. I don't think someone like that can handle a washing machine with 6 settings. So there should be laundry and garbage overflowing in the house right now. We should be able to use housekeeping services or cleaners. But this family, who always relied on me, probably didn't even consider such things. Colin glared at me and said, "You don't even have a job, do you? Are you planning to live off your parents at your age?" I just smiled. "Well, isn't it unfortunate? It's strong to have a skill," I said with a hint of satisfaction. Colin was taken aback when he heard this. Nevertheless, Erica said, "Hey, I'm going to take an exam soon. Why won't you help me out?" So I replied, "I'm not your mother, so I'm not interested." "Well, maybe a real housekeeper would care a little more, huh?" With that, I said, "I have to get ready for work, so I'd better be off now that we're strangers. Please don't come here anymore." Several months later, with the help of a lawyer, we were finally able to divorce. Initially, it seemed that Colin wasn't willing to divorce, but when I mentioned the possibility of going to court, he reluctantly agreed to divorce, perhaps not wanting to deal with any hassle. According to what I heard later, Erica failed the entrance exam for her desired school. Well, with everything going on at home, it's no wonder she couldn't concentrate on studying for the exam. Additionally, Colin quit his job at the beauty salon. Despite being in customer service, his appearance gradually deteriorated, leading to a decrease in clients. Furthermore, he not only failed to improve upon receiving various warnings about his appearance and demeanor from the manager, but also adopted a rebellious attitude. In the end, he couldn't stay there anymore, but that's the consequence of his own actions. The person who used to call me an unemployed freeloader ended up being unemployed themselves. Alcohol is really scary, isn't it? Especially considering why Colin drank more than usual on the day he made those rude remarks in front of the relatives. That's because I kept offering more and more, and it was also strong alcohol that my husband doesn't usually drink. Well, I didn't know the outcome either, you know. I'm not that malicious, but maybe I did want everyone to see my husband's true nature to some extent. Well, just like me, my ex-husband also has a skill. He could start his own business or something like that. Since he didn't buy me anything, maybe he's been saving up money. Colin and his daughter seem to have little or no connection to his parents' home. The one place they can count on, their behavior in front of the relatives, made it clear why they weren't well received. It's been 3 years since then, and I'm still working as a nurse. Surprisingly, I've remarried my new partner, despite being of similar age and having lived alone for quite some time. We can handle all household chores, so we've decided to split chores based on who has more free time, making life stress-free for both of us. Though I'd rather not remember the days spent with that family, I wonder if life somehow balances itself out. We both hope to continue supporting each other to maintain our current lifestyle.